We were told the carbon tax would save the planet, lower emissions, a cleaner future, and all while putting money back in our pockets with rebates. They promised us the world, but honestly, what did we really get? Gas prices are up, groceries are through the roof, and families are struggling just to keep up with the rising cost of, well, everything. So, who's actually winning in this scenario? Tonight, we're going to dig into the truth behind the carbon tax. Remember when they told us this was all going to be okay, that the carbon tax would be revenue neutral? That those big polluting corporations would finally have to pay their fair share? And oh yeah, we'd all get a nice rebate check to offset any added costs? It sounded, well, almost too good to be true. And you know what? It was, because for most working families, the math just doesn't add up. The rebates, when they even come, don't come close to covering the skyrocketing cost of essentials. And let's not forget about rural Canadians, who are being absolutely hammered by this tax. They're driving further, using more fuel, and getting penalized for it, with little to no access to affordable alternatives. The truth is, this isn't about saving the planet, it's about control. Let's be clear here, the carbon tax has created a billion-dollar industry overnight, but it's not the average Canadian who's cashing in. We're talking about a massive, complex market for carbon credits, with corporations buying and selling the right to pollute. It's a system that's, frankly, ripe for exploitation. And guess who's reaping the benefits? Big banks, global firms, and let's not forget those pushing green technology solutions that just happen to line their own pockets. We're talking about people like Mark Carney, the former Bank of Canada and Bank of England governor, who's now a leading voice in sustainable investing. He's calling for trillions of dollars to be funneled into this new green economy. And who do you think finances those investments? That's right, the same banks and institutions that stand to profit the most. Meanwhile, Canadians are struggling just to put food on the table. It's a rigged game, folks, and we're the ones being played. Chapter 3. Let's talk about what this really looks like for everyday Canadians. You fill up your tank and what do you see? Gasoline and diesel prices through the roof, with a hefty carbon tax surcharge tacked on top. You go to the grocery store and it's the same story. Food prices are soaring and the carbon tax is a major culprit, driving up transportation and production costs. Small businesses, already struggling to stay afloat, are getting squeezed from all sides. They're facing higher energy bills, increased costs for goods and services, and they can't always pass those costs on to consumers. And what about our seniors living on fixed incomes, or families struggling to make ends meet? They're the ones hit hardest by rising heating costs in the winter, forced to choose between putting food on the table and staying warm. This isn't just bad policy, it's morally wrong. Chapter 4. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, emissions. Have all these sacrifices, all this pain at the pump and at the checkout, actually made a dent in global emissions? The answer is a resounding no. While Canada pats itself on the back for its supposed climate leadership, countries like China and India continue to increase their emissions at an alarming rate. They're building coal-fired power plants at a breakneck pace, offsetting any reductions we might achieve here at home. So, what's the point? Are we really expected to believe that bankrupting our own citizens will somehow shame these global superpowers into action? It's time to face facts. The carbon tax is not the answer. It's a costly, ineffective policy that's hurting Canadians while doing little to address the global climate challenge. We can support the environment without resorting to policies that punish the most vulnerable among us. The carbon tax isn't about saving the planet. It's about control and profit. It's about lining the pockets of the powerful while leaving hardworking Canadians struggling to make ends meet. It's time we stand up, ask tough questions, and demand better from our leaders. We need real solutions, not empty promises and virtue signaling. Because if we stay silent, if we accept this, they'll just keep taking more.